Flyweight bout Vinicius Salvador -110. Victor Altamirano +110. Over under 1.5 rounds -165 for the over. +165 for the under. Both guys 4-1 in their last 5. We talked about Altamirano a little bit earlier, getting the win over Daniel De Silva his last time out. Got a finish there. First round finish at that. Vinicius Salvador had the knockout win against Shannon Ross on the Contender Series. Was supposed to fight Daniel De Silva back in December. De Silva missed weight, so he has to get that rescheduled. Gets a fight booked against Altamirano here. Very powerful on the feet. A lot of volume on the feet. A very active guy everywhere the fight goes. Showed some pretty good durability as well. I mean, he got cracked a couple times by Shannon Ross. I know that doesn't age too well considering what Shannon Ross did in his debut, but Altamirano is also a very durable guy. Fighting out of Texas as well. He's born in Mexico, but he fights or trains in Texas, so a little bit of a hometown fight for him as well. A lot of Mexican fans will be there as well, so I think the crowd will probably get behind him. Salvador, I'm interested to see how he does down the stretch as well, because Altamirano's got really good cardio, and Salvador, he's a blitzer, man. He's going to come at you from the start. If Altamirano can withstand that, probably ends up taking over, or if it's going to come down to that second round. If he's going to be there in that second round, if Salvador can win that second round and then survive for the rest of the fight, I think he should get the win, but I would assume Salvador wins that first round if he doesn't knock him out, because he's going to come out hot. He's going to throw a ton. So I'm going to take Salvador for the pick, but I'm keeping my eye on that dog and seeing how it goes. Maybe it's a live betting opportunity as well after that first round for Altamirano. What about you?
Yeah, I could definitely see a live betting opportunity, and kind of an ad here for our premium membership. If you get in and you buy the monthly premium membership, you get into the Discord, which is where you and I both send messages and alerts to where we are live betting. And this past weekend, we had a lot of success doing so. So that's one plus of the premium membership. But Altamirano, he can get takedowns, and Vinicius Salvador, he's been taken down in the past in some of these lower level promotions. He does have a loss to the same guy that Makayev beat this past weekend, Fio. Salvador has lost to him via ground and pound. I think if Altamirano's smart, he's got to come right across the cage at the beginning and try to get this thing to the ground. Wear out Salvador a little bit, try to get some of the pop out of those shots, because, Salvador is live to knock anybody out on the feet. We saw against Shannon Ross, who, maybe not the highest level of fighters. He's been knocked out pretty badly in his last 2 fights. But he was extremely accurate in that fight against Ross. He also ate some big shots, but the ones he were given back were extremely devastating and powerful. So Salvador is extremely dangerous. Like I said, live for a knockout, but Victor Altamirano, he's really fast, and he's just quick-footed too. Like, you watch him fight, he's bouncing back and forth. Good footwork and movement. I think it could be a little tougher for Salvador to find the chin on a guy like Altamirano. This is probably going to be his toughest fight he's had. This is the UFC now. He's a debuter. I hate throwing money on UFC debuters. And with that wrestling and grappling with Altamirano, I think he could, steal some rounds here just from takedowns alone. If he survives an onslaught, or if he comes across the cage and doesn't even give Salvador the chance to get the hands going, I think Victor Altamirano could find a lot of success in this fight. And as a slight dog man, I think I'm going to lay the money on him. I just like him in this spot against the UFC debuter especially. Give me Victor Altamirano for the pick too.
A lot of live dogs on this card.
Ton of them.
That's for sure.